let's get started. I am going to start today with let's just do a circle. And it's okay if your circle doesn't look perfect. Circles are a little bit easier to make look decent when they're small. As you get bigger, they get harder. They start to get more wobbly and lopsided, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. Let's see. Let's try to make some. I want to do. Can you tell I don't know? Hi, Debbie. Let's see. Because I'm always trying to think of new elements and new things to add for you guys on these mandalas for those of you who do them with me all the time. So they end up not being the most mindful thing for me, but I do them myself for mindfulness. This is to kind of show you what can be done with a little variety in creating the mindful mandalas. So let's see, let's kind of do let's start out a little bit different this time with just sort of a square, like a cross format. See what we can do with that. I'm going to take and do another kind of layer, a little bit bigger of this, what I call chubby triangle. And let's remember to rotate our paper as we work. It's easier to make your lines and shapes look smooth, but it's also much better for our wrist. So we don't, because as you're doing this kind of the whole time, it gets really hard on your wrist and starts to hurt those tendons. And it's just not comfortable, and it usually doesn't make your lines look the best. And also remembering to focus on our line work. So remembering our start stop points. So as we're making lines, we have a start, we draw, and we stop. Start, draw, stop. And this is just how we keep this very mindful. So we're really focusing on our pen, on the paper, the lines and the marks we're making. Sometimes even you can think about the sound of the pen on the paper. Hi, Candace. You can even think about the sound of your pen on the paper, which is also very nice and another way to kind of focus in. Some pens don't make noise on paper, so that doesn't apply, but sometimes it does. Anyway, let's see, what can we do now? I am going to, I'm going to put some circles just on the tips of these shapes here. So just kind of looks like a circle that's going behind the tip of that petal there. And then let's actually just repeat this kind of shape in there. So we're just kind of copying this shape or making another sort of little chubby triangle in this space in between. So just starting to fill in those open spaces, put in some smaller elements, and let's see, let's go ahead and draw in like a sort of a semicircle from the top of each circle here. So just kind of eyeballing that around, just as kind of a little semicircle, half dome or whatever you want to call it, just from the top to top there. And again, don't worry about if it comes out looking lumpy or bumpy or crooked. we're not worrying about those things. We're not here for perfection. We're here to kind of get that brain refocused, get a little bit of clarity, really kind of, think about the mindfulness and just, bringing our brain down to that level and letting all the distractions of the day fall away. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take it around. So let's just make some of our chubby triangles going all the way around. And we'll put these around here in a more circular fashion, kind of getting away from our square or cross shape in the middle and coming back to kind of a full circle mandala to go around the outside. Remember, focusing on our lines, our start, draw, and you can, as a as a stop, or you could just think of it as a pause and then come back around. The same thing. And again, you don't have to say these things out loud, and you don't have to do everything in slow motion. Just keeping those points in mind. So we're really being conscious of, okay, our pen is on the paper, and we are starting to draw. And we're drawing, and we pause, and we draw, and then we stop. And as you notice, I mean, my shapes are looking completely different, right? Because I'm just, hey, Marion, I'm not, worried about perfection. I'm just, worrying about each shape as I make it, as it goes around. So sometimes they, get a little wonky. Sometimes they're different sizes, but that's all okay. And let's see, what shall we do? Let's make a kind of like a free shape. So we're going to, you know what I want to do? I want to make our little kind of skinny petals going up from the center, or the kind of the dip where these shapes meet. So we'll just do that all the way around. Kind of add a different size of shape in here. And that's usually very sort of pleasing to the eye, is when you have shapes of different sizes and weights and thicknesses. Makes for a nice, interesting, and more balanced design-wise of mandala. And although I do say that, we don't want to focus on perfectionism and things like that, it always is still nice to end up with a mandala that you like to look at and want to keep. And again, these are all very good to use for coloring pages after you've done this. It makes a perfect coloring page. You have the black outlines, all the nice open spaces to color in. And all right, let's see. I'm going to actually put, what shall we do? Let's put a circle on the side of each of these shapes here. And you can see a lot of times I'll make shapes, and after I make them, I'm like, oh, that looks like a face. It's funny how our brain sees faces in anything that has like two dots and like some length. It looks like two eyes and like a long nose or something, or a body of an insect. It kind of reminds me of dragonflies or something, which is actually also very interesting. We could put something in there that we could just go with that, right? Instead of going, oh my gosh, I didn't want that to look like a face, which, usually what I do. we can actually go with it and just try to make us some butterflies or dragonflies or something with the next shapes we're making. And then when we color them in, we can even emphasize that with the colors that we use. All right, let's see. So if we wanted to do that, what could we do? We're kind of squeezy here, so it's not going to be as easy. But if we make maybe a shape, and also trying to make this not too complicated, so that it's easy to do. I don't want to get so complicated that people who are just starting out are not able to make the shapes. But let's see. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to do is I want to make a line going straight up from these chubby triangles here. So just all the way around. And simple shapes like this, a lot of times you don't need to turn your paper because it's just one little line. You're not bending your wrist around too much. And then let's see, let's take and draw from just right under this circle. Let's make a line going up. So it's kind of almost following, we're almost going to be making another sort of chubby triangle there. And it's a little bit of a curved diagonal shape going up from each side. So just somewhere right, a little bit underneath that circle there, we'll make this curvy line. And so then those can either be interpreted as like wings or as just like a design element. Hey Michelle, has anybody popped up that I didn't see? I try to look up at the comments and stuff on the screen, but sometimes I forget. So if you've popped in and I haven't said hi, I'm saying hi now. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully some of you are making mandalas. Oh, and I wanted to make sure and mention the my extended DAMM time, my special hour-long DAMM time. Look what I just did there. That's okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make my line here a little bit longer to meet that. That's what I get for trying to talk while I'm drawing. My special hour-long DAMM class coming up at the Super Soul Summit this Wednesday. The Soul Summit is going on for 5 days, the 20th through 24th, but my class is on the 20th at 5:30 Central Time. So same time I do DAMM time every day, but this is going to be a special hour long, and I'm going to go into a lot more detail about, making the elements of a mandala and a little bit of design stuff, and talk about, the shapes that you use and things like that. So definitely join in for that. That's this Wednesday at the same time as I always do at 5:30 Central Time. And then also just join in all the other stuff that they're going to be having at the Soul Summit. It's going to be a lot of really, really good stuff, good speakers and some interactive stuff and everything. Okay, let's see. Oop, time check. Okay, I got a little bit of time. Let's see. What should maybe we'll start filling in. Let me think. If you wanted to, you could actually just, emphasize this even more and just make, maybe little lines coming up like this. Or it could be just, design elements, or it could be little antenna. So I think this would be really fun to color as like butterflies or dragonflies or something. Let's see. And then we can start decorating the inside. So one thing that we can do, if you again wanted to kind of emphasize this, this butterfly or this insect thing, is you could maybe make some stripes or curved stripes going this shape. Right? So just a basic design element, or it could also be kind of just going along with our insect theme, and if you're coloring it in, it would be very fun to color in this as the body of an insect. Let's see. Maybe I won't go all the way around just so I can get some more stuff and you guys can fill in those as you go on yourself. And then what else can we do? We can put some different elements inside of the shape. So say if we wanted to do maybe some triangles in the corner here. So really we're just taking right in the middle of this shape, just in the corner there, and just making another triangle. And I rounded the top of the triangle a little bit, but you don't necessarily need to do that. So that will just add another little element that could be interpreted as parts of the wings. Look, I'm very excited about this kind of direction here. See, sometimes when you do things that are unexpected, it actually comes out better than if you hadn't done it. All right, again, I won't go all the way around, just for time's sake. And we'll go on. So you could put some circles right above here. So just somewhere above this little triangle that you just put in. Debbie says, thank you, Deb, I'm off to bed. Oh my gosh, yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for hanging out for a little bit. Yeah, definitely time to hit the hay for you. I barely make it up that late anymore. Like, I don't necessarily go to sleep a lot of times, but I need to be like laying down and relaxing by then. All right, let's see. So anyway, thanks, Debbie. Good night. What should we do next? Let's go ahead and just put another triangle here. So I'm just going to, in the corner of this one, I'm just going to make kind of a larger triangle. So just following these lines down and then joining it there. So there we go. This is actually a very fun one. I'm liking this a lot. I hope some of you guys do this one and post your results. I would love to see them, especially if you actually color them in. That would be really fun. All right. So I love that. Hi, Deborah. Thanks for popping in. I love that these could be completely just elements of a mandala, or you could see each one as a separate insect, butterfly, likely that's what it would be, or a moth or something. Obviously very stylized, but but still very cool. I actually am liking this a lot. And then if you wanted to just kind of go with that nature theme, you could maybe in this one I'll make some leaves. So I'm just going to do a line that goes along the same principle. So I'm going to, instead of doing a start, draw a stop, I'm going to do a start, draw, lift the pen. So as we start and then draw, we lift up. And this doesn't work that great with like a ballpoint or something, but it works really well with like a marker. And you see, it just gives that really tapered in there and makes it look very organic. So you can get like a really good leaf shape. And then we'll do the same thing to make our leaves. So we just have a regular start and draw and lift and lift and lift and lift. There we go. And it makes a really beautiful leaf. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Oh, let's see. Are you tagging some people? That's awesome. Thank you. Let's see. And just do a couple more of these. And see, I'm going a little quicker. You know, you don't have to do every element of the mandala kind of in slow motion. We can be mindful and, you know, just go a little quicker on some elements. Like these little lines are very easy to do quickly because it's just a, you know, a start and a lift, start and a lift. There we go. And then, yeah, you can continue on and putting different elements. Maybe if we want to in these little circles, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, it's almost time to go. I'm gonna do this one last thing and then I need to log off. So in this little circle, I'm just gonna put some leaves. So we're gonna make like a little flower shape inside of this circle. And that's just making the petal. So I make one large petal in the middle, and then I kind of just layer petals around, following the shape of the circle, in you know, going out from that. So it has like a little floral element there, and you can do the same thing. You can put you know, maybe some flowers in this open section here, and I'm just kind of going botanical because I'm, you know, going along this this sort of moth or butterfly theme here that I adapted mid-mandala. And yeah, and then you can also just, a lot of times it's fun to just add just very, you know, organic elements. Just, you know, maybe making little leaf shapes just coming out like this, and maybe some dots around, and that just makes really cute kind of elements in there. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I have to log off. I hope some of you have made this, and we'll finish it off, and we'll please post it so I can see. I'm very excited to see if any of you guys do this one. And also please share this video. I would just love to reach as many people as possible about the DAMM, the meditation mandalas. And also join me Wednesday, same time, 5:30, for the special hour-long edition and for the Super Soul Summit. I'll throw the link in the comments in the description to go and sign up for that, or to just, you know, we're the group where you can just pop in and watch any of the speakers for the 5 days. But mine is on Wednesday at 5:30. All right. Okay, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.